What it do, buckaroos? Welcome to another train simulator video. Today we're going to be taking a look at Travel by Train, also known as TBT, and his new Rio Grande, which means Big River, GP35. So, this is not new per se. He has made many of these, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he's released this one and then re-released it, because there's other ones like the Pennsy GP35 pack, the ATSF GP35 pack, B&O and Chessie GP35 pack. I think there's some BN GP35s, so on and so forth. But this is, I guess, the new Rio Grande GP35 pack, again from Travel by Train. It's $9.95 now available on the website. I'll link it down below if you want to go take a look at it. But anyway, just a little bit about these. The GP35s were 4-axle, diesel-electric locomotives built by EMD, of course, between 1963 and 1965. GMD, the Canadian division, also built them until 1966. There was well over about 1,300 of these things built overall, not only for North American roads, well, within the United States, but Canada and Mexico as well. They had the 567 D3A, so this is before they went to the 645 series power plant. But this one had a 16-cylinder turbocharged power plant, which put out about 2,500 horsepower. They weighed about 26... That's not right. They weighed about 260,000 pounds, capable of 65 mile an hour, 60,500 pounds for starting tractive effort, and 50,000 pounds for continuous tractive effort. And the DNRGW, or Rio Grande, affectionately known as, had 22 units, numbering 3029 through 3050. Now, they were the successor to the GP30, which I like to call 5-head, which, you know, had the giant forehead-looking bit above the cab. And what was unique about these GP35s is they began essentially the new Spartan cab look that was used on all subsequent locomotives that EMD made in this series until the FRA mandated the new safety cab, which came a lot later on. I want to say in like the 90s? Is that right? And they were notable with their exhaust stack that they had up there. So anyway, we're just going to take a quick, brief look at this thing as much as I can. You can already tell it's kind of rolling out of screen. And one of the things I want to get started with here is the lovely brake sound. So I'm going to hit the brakes here. I don't know what that sounds like to you, but to me that sounds like the inside of a Terminator T1000 assembly line. So we'll just look at it first and foremost after getting that out of the way. The model looks okay. Now, a lot of you know TBT and DTM very well, but essentially I think what's going on with these two companies is these are like the same models. Someone has them, or they got their hands on them and they shared them, or they bought them, or whatever. But then, of course, you still got to do your scripting, your lighting, you know, particle effects, sounds, all that other crap. But the models are essentially the same, because if I didn't know any better, I'd say this was DTM right off the bat. Now, a lot of differences are typically the textures with how they look between DTM and Travel by Train. So they are very similar, no doubt. Now, as noted on his website, this is supposed to be a weathered variant. So you can see it is weathered. It's very low res, like the handles aren't even 3D. I don't even know if those vents are right there. No, they're not. You know, the weathering doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't really look like 2022 standards either. The trucks look okay. They're somewhat passable, even though they kind of look pink, the wheels and the brake shoes and all that stuff. Whereas DTM stuff is typically just black, and you don't even know what's going on down here. So at least there is a little bit of weathering. I'll give it that. There's like some paint rubbed off here so you can see the bare metal. All that good stuff. The logo itself looks pretty good. It's again low res, and the Grand looks like it was kind of cut off on the bottom. And I'm pretty sure in real life this is more rounded out. So like the E, the D, the A, the G, the O, so on and so forth. But, you know, the model looks okay. Like, if this thing had some really great texturing on it, it would look even better, naturally. But there just seems to be no real depth to the color at all. It's just extremely flat looking. You know, at least it doesn't have white or silver couplers like the DTM stuff does, so there's that. You know, some of the bits definitely could be better. I believe the fans always spin. I can look at the roof here, obviously, and the weathering on it. I believe that's supposed to be an S3L. Nah. The lights, those are the gyros. You got your headlights. Number boards look super clean. Air hoses look a little funky, is what it is. Yeah, it's not the greatest model, but you know, I've got something that's irking me, that, you know, that is making me think just the model and the way this thing looks is pretty much all it's got going for it. It just seems really bland. This seems to me like something that should be used as, say, yard filler. If you're trying to keep frame rates down, you know, you set a couple of these to the side instead of some 7 million polyed locomotive model, which would just murder your frame rate. But, so yeah, that's that. Let's go ahead and fire this Betty up. Okay, no. The winding up sounded okay-ish, and then there was that immediate transition, which didn't really sound that great. Here, let's do it idle for a minute. The smoke as well, which you'll note from DTM and Travel by Train, they seem to use the same kind of script or particle effect as well, where it's really squared. Now, it's hard to tell because I believe what he has done is kind of lowered the smoke effect so you can't see the squareness that well, because it's very, very light and wispy. But it's the same thing as like old school DTM looking smoke. Like, I don't know if you can really see that, but it's just squares. Very Minecrafty. The numbers look okay. I just feel like the orange, the yellowy orange, should pop a bit more, even though it is weathered. It's just, everything's just extremely flat. Like, you know, just for example, Great Northerner, the dude that makes all the GP9s, you know, he's still bumping his stuff up to this day. And those look better than this thing visually, as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead and check the bell out here. That's the same old bell that TBT and DTM use. Very old sample. They literally use it on like every freaking locomotive. And we'll go ahead and check the horn out here. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be an S3L. The model looks like an S3L. It doesn't really sound like an S3L. The middle of it is okay. The beginning is terrible. And the end is very abrupt. So I'm just gonna light fingers tap dance on the spacebar here. Yeah, it's not a good horn. Check the lights out here. There's your lights. They're okay. They're very bright white HID, but they don't look out of control. So there's that, I guess. There is a funny thing with this. I was messing around with it while I was setting this little looky-loo up here. Is there sound in here? It's like very, very muffled. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn the highs on. So that's dim. Actually use the switch, and it turns the front and back on for whatever reason. Do headlight bright front. Yikes. Still DTM / TBT. It's like, honestly, sometimes I wouldn't be able to tell the two developers apart. They are very, very similar. Alright, so that turns those off on the rear. We'll go ahead and hit that, see if it does front and back. Yeah, so it just does the rear. Still very yikes. We'll keep working on the exterior lighting here. We'll turn the number lights on. Alright, so the number lights have that very DTM effect to them on the rear. And the front, it's like they don't even come on. So I think what the gimmick with the front is supposed to be is you can see the little number boards, the plates that they put in. Because it's not one big static number. They're actual individual numbers. And you can kind of see a space in between them. I guess that's what that's supposed to be. They look totally different. Front and rear. See, now you can't see the white lines in between. But yeah, I would almost rather just have that than that. Whatever the hell that is supposed to be. If I'm completely honest. Turn the class lights on. Again, bright white HID. 7000K. 8 million lumens. That's a lot. I think if you hit U, it'll change the color. It's green. In rojo or pink as it looks. It'll do front and back as well. Like shift U goes back. Yep, there she blows. There should be a gyro light as well, so we'll go ahead and turn the dims back on. Ah, here it is. Yeah, they don't look that great. You can literally see the squares inside of this area moving, and they're moving off key. They're not very togetherness. So yeah, interior light. Again, the interior looks very DTM, travel by train looking. The console is just very blank. There's nothing to it. The floor is extremely clean. The walls are extremely clean. And green. There's a little bit of weathering here on the heater. These switches look extremely old as well. Instrument lights, we'll look at those. Yep, that's old school TBT DTM look. There's our cab light. They make zero noise as well, by the way. There's our wipers too, which make zero noise, which I'm honestly kind of fine with. I hate wiper sounds. Here's our selector. Which, am I losing my mind, or are they not making any sound at all? Yeah, they're not making any sound at all. Oh, we got to do the horn inside. Wowzers. Wowzers. You can open all the doors and all that gobbledygook as usual. Windows 2. Let's see if there's a head-out view. Sometimes those are barked on DTM and TBT stuff. Wow, there is a head-out view. The rear of the train is visible as well. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's a non-driver variant as well, so if you don't want to see these goobers sitting in here using this thing, there's a non-driver variant that comes with the pack. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. It's right here. So this is the non-driver variant. If it looks like there's nothing there, that's because there isn't, because it doesn't work. So that's your non-driver variant right there. It's like it's missing a GO or whatever the hell, so you click it, pop it down, nothing. Ghost. So that's your non-driver variant. The lighting's buggered up as well, like lights will come on different sides when you try to use the keyboard versus the in-cab controls. All kinds of weird stuff. Of course it's not happening now, but I'm trying to click the light key on the F4 HUD, as you can see here, and it's not doing a single thing. Do the bell on the inside as well. So there's like a loud ding at the beginning, which even has an air hiss. Wow. And air hiss on the depress or release. But there's one bell that's really loud, and then it mutes the rest of them. I don't know if you guys are picking that up. It's extremely quiet. I think these work as well. They do. And then the other little gimmick is the mirrors, which are M. So you can open and close the mirrors if you want. Little dog ear effect, if you will. So yeah, it's just it's extremely bland. There's really not much else going on here. Yeah, yeah. Does that even work? I always saw these. I never actually hit one, but it doesn't appear to. Oh, something else. So these have advanced brake scripting, and that is advertised on the website for this locomotive, where you can purchase said pack. Which, to me, it's always kind of a pain in the butt getting it to work because I'm using a keyboard, for freak's sake. So it's not as interesting trying to use advanced braking with a, semicolon and apostrophe key. So it's just really weird. But anyway, when you load the engine in, there's a little thing that'll pop up in the top right side of the screen that'll say for advanced or unadvanced or whatever, you can hit Control Shift 1 and 2 to change it. Well, I'm hitting Control Shift 1 and 2 right now, and nothing's happening. So that's falsely advertised as well as the non-driver variant. So I don't know if you can hear my keys. I'm hitting them very hard right now. It's not working. So you can't turn that advanced. Oh my God! Listen. That sound is demonic. Is it gonna stop? Holy hell, guys. It's seriously like a Terminator coming to life. What is that? It's just an evil sound. Alright, it's in idle. Let's idle her up, eh? Okay, no can do. I guess we'll have to do it in a real contest. Join you in just a second. Alright, so it looks not too great, and some of the ambient and usable sounds aren't too great either. So we'll go ahead and check out the actual run sounds, the prime mover, and the physics itself. So I got a string of 3 here with a modest consist. Oh, there we go with the advanced brakes, as you can see. Control Shift 1 and 2 to change. Okay, let's try it. Nope, not working. Broken. GG. Right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Like 30 cars. Okay. So we'll do, we'll go notch 1 through 8. Up to the yard here. We're sitting just outside of Mojave. And then we'll do an exterior first, and then we'll do exterior. So these, of course, again, had the 567 D3A, which was the second to the last type of 567 series they were putting in the EMDs before they got to the 645s. And they had a max RPM of 900, and they were turbocharged. So we'll go ahead and throw it in gear. Pop on those beautiful lights. Take the brakes off if it'll allow us. It sounds like the inside of a machine shop, like something being ground down or something. That's not a good noise. Notch 1. Okay, so it honestly didn't sound too bad. The problem is it started revving up, and then it just like vanishes. It just turns into, I don't know, mist. It's like steam that just disappears It's just poof, gone. All right, notch 2. Same thing. Starts amping up again. Revs are coming up, and it just falls away. Notch 3. That one's okay. It didn't do the weird fading like 1 and 2. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest, the sound sample here is not terrible. It's got that whoop whoop, that deep bassy going on. It's got the high pitched turbo. It just, it all sounds kind of muddy, like it's not mixed very well. But that's notch 3. We'll do notch 4. We got to blow for the crossing. Notch 5. A lot of sounds are starting to wash out here. Notch 6. God, look at the thing taking off, man. Look at the speedo. The physics are not great. Good Lord. It's like I used nitrous or something. I need more NOS. Notch 7. And the Ocho. Sounds no different. And we are at 800 RPM right now. So you can see down here, I don't know if you can, but it says 800 RPM. That is incorrect. They are 900. All right, let's start notching down. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Wow, that was a nice transition. What was that? Sounded like an electronic cricket. And 1. And settle. Yeah, so the third notch sounds the best. Like, the sounds are similar. They're just not great samples. And they don't sound like they're mixed very well. Alright, let's go ahead and use these super sweet ass advanced brakes here and slow the thing down. I don't know what's going on, but it appears the brakes are not working at all. Let's try and use the F4 HUD. So see, it says they're hold lapped. Yeah, they don't appear to be doing anything. They're just stuck at 25%. I'm not seeing any air in the reservoir changing hands here. So the brakes are straight up bizorked. It looks like if you use the F4 HUD, it kind of works. Alright, let's get inside this bad mamma jamma. Do the same thing. Oh wow, I feel like I've been yelling the whole time. Yep, I can't release the brakes either. I'm hitting semicolon right now. It is not doing anything. Nothing at all, so I'm gonna have to use the F4 HUD. this kicked off. See if it even goes to 90. We're rolling backwards. Alright, we'll give it a notch. Looks like we may have a little bit of a leak. Looks to be about 92. Still rolling backwards. That's alright. I don't really care. It's very muted in here. And of course there is no sound occlusion. Oh my god. I just straight lied. I was expecting there to be no sound occlusion at all. I told a fib, telling tales on the schoolyard. There is. My gosh. That's high technology. I'm just so used to TBT and DTM stuff not having sound occlusion. Okay. Notch 2? It's just super muffled. It's got that thump though, but the turbo is really quiet. Notch 3. Numero 4. Notch 5. I love how the amper's needle just goes beep. There's no build. It's not graduated, it's just off and on. Notch 6. Yeah, we're rolling backwards still. It's alright though. Notch 7. So see, look at this. So on the HUD, on the HUD it reads 800 RPM. Okay, I don't know if you can see this down here, but up here on the actual gauge, it looks like it's reading about. Well, those are amps. I'll be quiet now. Those are amps. Yeah, you can't see the RPMs. Those are amps. Hey, we're moving though. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking those were RPMs. Those are RPMs. They're amps. It looks like the needle is slacking off a little bit though. As with what's going on the HUD here. And notch 8. So it would seem like the sound occlusion is not a thing with the windows, but the doors, it is. So it was added there, but not the windows. Why? Front door, nope, just the rear one. Boy, we're moving now. And we'll kill it. There you go. You can trip to PCS, so there's that. That's pretty advanced. High tech. Yeah, so I mean it's $10. You know, but that's not fair to say someone like Diesel Workshop, who sells an incredible product, for a few bucks more. You know, compared to something like this, which a lot of things are DOA, broken on arrival. You know, I don't get why this thing was taken down and then replaced, and yet there's still a lot of things wrong with it. You know, if I'm honest, the model doesn't look bad. You know, the model looks okay. It's just everything looks kind of flat and cardboard like, and the textures don't look that great. But to be fair, there is a file that comes with this product that is like a template for making your own repaints. You know, but there's the whole pig and lipstick thing. So yeah, the model looks okay. You know, here's the square smoke you can see up there. The sounds, like the prime mover sound okay. They're just, it's kind of a crappy sample that was used and wasn't mixed or edited well. The horn is not good. You know, the middle section of the horn sounds okay when you're holding it down, but it does loop and start to do some weird things. The bell is that same old DTM/TBT bell that's been used until the dawn of man. Or since the dawn of man, should I say. You know, lights are all borked and do weird things. You still got the weird flares. I thought this was gonna be like updated or something, but it's really just more of the same. I don't think it's worth $10. You know, the physics, the cars I have on here are okay physics-wise, but I have 3 of these suckers, and they are loaded, and this is a fairly massive gradient out here coming into and out of Mojave. But we'll do this. Let's detach. Oh my God, that sound. Jesus H. Christopher. Alright, we're on a 0.9% grade right here, so that's not really helping out either. Look at her go. Yeah, I don't recommend it. See you later, GP35. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.